Hi friends, I'm myself Srikesh from 3rd BSc IT and my topic is about comparison of LIFO and FIFO. Here I would like to share a few words about this topic. And stock valuation, first in and first out method. The first in and first out method is costing of introducing of subject of material costing. This is all about a stock valuation and advantages of first in and first out costing method. Materials used are drawn from the cost record is logical and systematical manner. And FIFO method is recommending wherever this is a size and cost of units are large and the material is easily identified to as begin a particular purchased lot. And LIFO last in first out method, that is known as LIFO, and use LIFO procedure the object is changed. And the advantage of last in last first out method is the advantage of the first in and first out method are the materials compared are processed in a systematical and released manner, and it is argued current acceptable cost as incurred the purpose of maturing the current procedures of a sales requirements. And the disadvantage of LIFO costing method is the disadvantages of limitation in the last first out of costing method are LIFO is not document an acceptable stock valuation based on the international accounting standards, recording keeping them requirements under the method of well and are substantially greater than those under alternating cost and participant methods. Average cost issuing a material and cost of assumes that catch batch and taken from the storeroom is composed of uniform quantities from the each shipment in a stock and date of issues. Other than average costing, the product is being average cost by the seller. Advantages of average costing method. Advantages of average. It is a realistic costing method useful for management in analyzing operating results and appraising the future production. It is minimize effect of usually higher than or lower material prices than making possible more stable and estimated. Here is a small example of the calculation of a FIFO method given in this slide, and date purchase and date and sales of a product, and here it shows us the profit and the total of a product. Only the quantity sent under the sales column is released from a inventory where the sales prices of a rupees 145 to 155 160 are released during this total sales. And here is the total amount we have got from this deal is been given marked by a yellow screen by me, and the sufficient of a reduced table increases total quantity of the cost and allowing the unit of the price is remaining unchanged. Here is another table of a LIFO method and fully given with the calculations of date, purchase, issued and balance and total. There are four kinds of columns and given the details, and the total is given under the date and with the datas. Average cost method, date, purchased, issued, average cost and number of is given. Using all these methods, we observe that quantity of choosing inventory is same. However, the value of the different based on this method used, we can complete all the three methods of a trading. Here is another side with a Jocundo, sales, FIFO, LIFO and AVCO with a small calculation using this method. Sales and purchases, stock turnover ratio. The ratio is relationship between the cost of the goods sold during a particular period of time and the cost of average inventory during a particular period. It expenses a number of times and inventory effect whenever the instrument is stocked in the proper limit of the stock. Components of the ratio: average inventory and the cost of the goods are elementary. Average inventory is calculated by adding the work in an end of the period, and dividing by 2. The case of that monthly balances are divided by the number of which average is calculated. Formula of stock turnover and inventory and turnover ratio. The ratio is calculated by dividing the cost of the goods. Since this total ratio of this goods is been calculated by dividing the cost of the amount of the average stock of the cost. This is a small calculation given over there, and this is another slide which represents the inventory turnovers of a ratio and the cost of a goods plus an inventory of a. This is a small kind of formula, and generally the cost of the goods are sold may not be big from the published financial statement. In such circumstances, the inventory and turnover may be calculated by dividing net slides by average inventory taken. Example, here is a small kind of example given. I'll try to explain it. The cost of the goods is rupees around 50,000 dollars. The opening of the stock is rupees 40,000. There's some difference, and cost of giving is 60,000 at the cost. And calculating inventory turnover ratio calculator, the inventory and the mean of the average of the dollar stock will be turned into the sales. The 10 times it may gives the profit of this of significance of ITR. ITR means inventory turnover ratio, measure of a velocity of a conversion of a stock into sales. Usually a high inventory turnover velocity indicates the effective management of a inventory because more frequently the stocks are sold. Since this kind of ratio is been taken to make this moments. And here is the final slide given over here, which gives the daily sales in inventory. Like DSI indicates the length that taken up in inventory to the ending inventory divided by cost of sold divided by 365 means for an year. This is a financial measure of a company performance that gives us an idea of how it takes simple turnover into various of this. And here I end up with my small presentation. Thank you guys, thank you friends.